All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Commissioner Weeks, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. First item on the agenda is to approve our agenda.
Move. Second.
Motion by Gage, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Now we'll open the meeting up for any public comment that anyone would like to provide. Is there anyone here in person? I know our emergency management director wants to give us a quick update on the water situation in Brown County, so we'll turn it over to Scott. Morning, Scott.
Just a quick little note here, you should all got copies via email so you can study them, I guess, but, of the river gauges. Mother Nature's actually kind of been on our side versus the majority of the winter. Maple River crested last night, just into flood stage, coming out of North Dakota. The Elm Lake area, is actually going down. I was up into North Dakota. The Pheasant Lake is gone down about a foot up there. Maple, Elm River, Westport area is still one of our concerns. We're at about 15.3 it got to last night. It started going down at Westport, but I think we're going to see a second push from the Maple water coming out of North Dakota. So the James is really doing nothing right now. Ordway crested last night. Foot Creek coming out of Richmond Lake crested yesterday. We may see some additional, snow melt over the next week or so, but I'm hoping the worst is over. They're not anticipating the James to dump any water out of Jamestown, North Dakota until the end of the month. Jamestown actually started dumping a little bit of water to cut some ice, actually 3 weeks ago, only 50 CFS, so nothing terrific that's going to cause any issues, but we're expecting probably the James to peak somewhere again. There'll probably be a couple crests on that one, but again, nothing horrible. So the only bad news situation that we've currently got is down in that southeast corner, that Mud Creek area, from Groton down through Fernie, and then kind of wrap around down by the Colony and stuff like that. That area saw some significant water coming out of Amsden and Piggers early on, and now it's coming out of the Marshall County area down through Mud Creek east of Groton, causing some problems. It's really ripped up some township roads. I know Dirk's had a little bit of problem with a few county roads we've had to close, and he's got some damage. And there was even water on 37 last night south of Groton. So we're waiting for the state to hear if we can get any kind of financial assistance or anything. We're waiting for those phone calls, and then we'll go to work on that. But right now, knock on wood, we're like I said, Mother Nature's been on our side. I'm very grateful. I thought this was going to be a spring to remember, but it's going to be a spring to remember in the good way. So
very good.
Nothing in the forecast for the foreseeable future.
There's a little bit of rain tomorrow. A tenth or so. They've kind of played that back a little bit. And I hate to say this, but Thursday there's a chance of some white stuff again. Again, only a couple tenths, maybe get the ground white. Nothing horrible. So keep our fingers crossed that we don't get a 2-incher or something. So.
Go ahead, Scott.
You mentioned that there's going to be another round from Maple, possibly?
Well, that's, I was actually been up in that area into North Dakota on Saturday and again last night, and looking what's up there. And there's some spots east of Ellendale and up in that Fullerton area that do have a little bit of snow. Yep. Not huge. The ditches are still full and the tree claims are still fairly full, but I'm guessing we may see just a little speed bump come down again.
So Pheasant Lake is crested.
Pheasant Lake looks like it's crested. I was up there Saturday and last night again, and it's dropped probably a good 10-12 inches. So that should continue to probably go down. Again, there's a little bit of snow in that area. Nothing that shouldn't be any big issue. So again, we're continuing to work with the Weather Service for that Westport area. you know, in the Frederick area along the Maple, and fingers crossed we can dump some water before the next round gets here, so,
Very good.
so.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Scott, appreciate it. Any other public comments in the room or out there online or on the phone? Hearing and seeing none, we will move on. Next, we would like to recognize Deputy Kurtz with the Brown County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Lunsman, if you wanna.
We'll usher him in.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Answer.
Just a quick,
My guy.
yeah, everybody's come on here, that's fine. This is a good day to be able to recognize one of our own, to be able to, he got his award from the South Dakota Peace Officers, or the Sheriff's Officers Association, and also the Police Officers, or Chiefs of Police Association also, last week, right? Yeah, last week. So, this was from last year, and Chief Deputy Lemke would give the background a little bit more for you while we speak here, so you can get a little idea what Casey did. So, I'm gonna turn it over to John.
Yeah, so it was June, last summer, there was a young lady that was fishing on the James River with her father, fell in, got swept downstream, decent ways where they couldn't get to her from the road. Deputy Kurtz and Groton Police Department got there, were able to get help from a rural firefighter with a UTV to get farther downstream through the field, at which point Deputy Kurtz dropped his gear, waded out about 100 yards, swam another 150 yards out to her, secured her in a life vest, then started swimming her back to shore, and got close enough they threw a rope and helped pull him back the rest of the way to dry ground. So, my opinion, had he not acted as quick as he had, it would have been a much worse scenario. So that's why Sheriff Lunsman and I decided to put him in for this award, and they chose him as the Medal of Honor recipient, so.
Well, on behalf of Brown County, we want to thank you for your bravery and your efforts, and we very much appreciate it. Very proud of you.
Fast action, good stuff.
And thanks for having us in here today to be able to recognize him in public, because I think that's a good thing for everybody to
Yep,
see.
you bet.
So,
Again, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
No. Probably easier jumping in the river. Okay, next up, public hearing for the sale of alcohol beverages. Parkview Nursery.
Okay. Notice is hereby given according to South Dakota Codified Law 35-2-5, a public hearing on the application of a retail on-off sale wine and cider license is set for the 18th of April, 2023 in the chambers of the Brown County Commissioners from South Dakota, at which time any interested persons wishing to register a complaint on their approval may appear. For Parkview Nursery, an application for retail on-off sale wine and cider license at 304 East Melgard, Lot 1, Parkview Nursery addition to Aberdeen in the northeast quarter of Section 25 T123 R64W of the 5th PM.
All right, is there anyone here to speak to the approval of this alcoholic beverage license? Hearing and seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
Move. Second.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Weiss. Further discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, we've got a special malt beverage hearing for the Brown County Fair Foundry.
No, we got two for Parkview.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got another one.
Yep.
Purchase a retail on-off sale malt beverage and South Dakota farm wine license. Also for Parkview Nursery, an application for retail on-off sale malt beverage and South Dakota farm wine license at 304 East Melgard, Lot 1, Parkview Nursery addition to Aberdeen in the northeast quarter of Section 25 T123 R64W of the 5th PM.
Is there anyone here to speak to this license? Hearing and seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
Move.
Motion by Weiss, second by Gage. Further discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Now, special malt beverage license.
Notice is hereby given according to South Dakota Codified Law 35-2, a public hearing on the following malt beverage license application effective the 18th day of April 2023 in the chambers of the Brown County Commissioners in the Courthouse Annex, Brown County, South Dakota, at which time any interested persons wishing to register a complaint on their approval may appear. Brown County Fair Foundation, Aberdeen, South Dakota, for the Holm Expo Building, southwest quarter of Section 1T123 NR64, Brown County, South Dakota. Special license would be effective on March 6th.
March 6th or May 6th.
Oh, sorry, May 6th.
Is there anyone here to speak to this license? Hearing and seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
Move. Second.
Motion by Gage, second by Weiss. I will be abstaining from this vote as I sit on the Brown County Fair Foundation Board. So all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, Rachel Kipley, County Fair and Park Manager.
Morning, guys.
Morning, Rachel.
I'm going to give you the numbers in case you get questions. Couple recommendations from the Fair Board that met last week. The sanitation crew, this is always a tricky one. It's the bad part of the fair. Nobody likes to do. It's always tough to get proposals. We did get 3 numbers, which are before you, from those 3 companies, and the Fair Board recommends the low bid of $17,000. Full disclosure here, it's the same company as last year, and I am related, it's a brother-in-law to the person who's doing it. So he got a sheet from the South Dakota Legislative Audit just saying, hey, just make sure it's bid out, which that's what we did the process for, instead of just giving them the bid again, and make sure that everybody's on the up and up, full knowledge. So that's where we're at.
All right. Any questions of Rachel on the sanitation contract? We'll do them separately. First on the number A, sanitation. Accept the bid for $17,000. Accept a motion for that.
Move. Second.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Dennert. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And we did have a lot of compliments on the job they did last year, doing the floors, doing the bathrooms. It's never fun work, but they did it well.
Yep.
We only got 1 proposal on the trash, again, another area of the fair that's not much fun, and Terry Dosh did it for us last year. I believe it was like 7,200 is where they were at last year, and this year they're at 89, so the Fair Board recommends that we accept the 1 proposal we got.
All right. Any questions on that? If not, I would entertain a motion to accept.
Move. Second.
Motion by Dennert, second by Gage. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And final contract is just between Hub City Radio. A lot of it is exchange for services. They're sponsoring the big screens at the Brown County Fair. There's other sponsors of that as well in exchange for some of the advertising. So in essence, we kind of swap checks. There's more to it, and you'll see the details in the contract, because I think you have copies of all of them, right, in the packet?
Yes.
But just wanted to make you aware of that, since it is kind of a larger amount on the advertising side.
Okay. Any questions on that contract? Now I would entertain a motion to approve.
Move. Second.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Dennert. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And the rest is just kind of updates. I didn't want to take a whole lot of time, but if you have questions on it, let me know. None of this is set in stone, just ideas that we're having. All the campers and boats are out of storage. We had upped that price from $10 to $12, if you remember, for the first time this year. And just some logistics. In the past, we've had to recall, but with the spring we've had, every time that the weather doesn't allow us to pull them out because it's too muddy or too snowy or whatever. So we're going to start just posting on Facebook, forcing folks to go there and check it out, instead of us taking 2 hours to call, couple hundred people that are storing items. And then what we're also considering, and with your approval, we'll talk about it here this fall, but when they don't come pick up their item, I know it's been a rough spring and we try to make accommodations for whoever we can, but if we don't do something, everybody just leaves it there, and it blocks the way for the Bolorama, for the wings, it's a lot of items that sit out there. So what some of the other fairgrounds I've discovered are doing is, okay, if you don't come get it, that's fine, but we're going to charge you X number of dollars per day if you don't come get your item, because we just really need that parking, especially on a spring like this year when the snow's piled up everywhere and there's nowhere to park. And you probably have gotten people that have mentioned that it's tough to find parking at some of those events. So
Right.
just kind of a heads up on that, there is still space available though, people can call and reserve their storage spaces right now for next winter. And then the update part is just some of the things we're looking at. You'll notice a voucher, if it's not in this week, it might be in next week. We got, if you remember, all the dorm roofs are in kind of poor shape, so we had redone one last year. And if you remember, the dorms are such that there's two roofs on each one. So we had done dorm number 3 last year, and we did the same, using the same numbers since it's been within a year. We're of the understanding we can use the same company, same bid. So the second side of that same dorm 3 has been redone this spring. We'll kind of watch to see dorm 1 and 2 if those, which one falters first, because they're in pretty poor condition. But wanted to give you a heads up, that's why there's such a big voucher in there for that. Little Orange, one of our forklifts is kind of going to pot, so we're kind of checking prices on that. The heating units on the east side of the expo, so about 3 years ago, we replaced the west side heaters in the expo, and they've been working great, but the east side is now of dire need to be replaced as well. In fact, we had them go out during some of the hockey events this winter, and some of the pipes actually froze, so that last week, you'll notice there was a $5,000 bill for the sprinkler system that froze up. So we just got to start taking care of some of the stuff, or it's just going to cost us more money, so. One of the more, I guess, just pretty things that I hear a lot about is people wanting to get either paint or reside that garage there, because it's in pretty poor condition, so those are some, and of course the expo roof. At this point, we're not going to get a new expo, we've just got to take care of the facility we have, so we've had a couple people come in and give us prices, and we're looking for a couple more as far as what it would take to replace that expo roof, because it's coming. But we did have some good news. The camping pedestals did arrive. If you remember when we approved that, we were scared they were 24 weeks out whether they would get here in time. So the 141 electrical site improvements, upgrades will be done by the fair. So, other than that, any questions for me?
Nope, everything's
I
going good.
appreciate the time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, that brings us to the end of our scheduled items, now the consent calendar.
Approval of the minutes for April 11th for the general meeting.
Motion by Weiss. Second by Gage. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Durham County Board of Equalization.
Motion by Gage.
Second.
Second by Dennert. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And Consolidated Board of Equalization.
Motion by Dennert.
Second.
Second by Gage. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claims and payroll.
Move.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
HR report.
Move.
Motion by Gage.
Second.
Second by Dennert. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claim assignment.
Move.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Authorize chairman to sign the weed and pest grant agreement.
Move. Second.
Motion by Dennert, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Travel request.
Move.
Motion by Weiss, second by Feldheim. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Leases.
Move.
Second. Motion by Gage, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And abatements for Northwestern Public Service.
Move. Second. We're right on schedule.
Motion by Feldheim and Weiss, second by Feldheim and Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right, any other business come before the Brown County Commission this morning? Anything else? Seeing none, we've had a request by HR to go into executive session to discuss contracts. Any legal?
Yeah.
Okay. I would entertain a motion to go into executive session for both legal and contract. Motion by Weiss, second by Gage. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are in exec. All right, lights back on. We're back in session. We're out of exec. No action as a result. Is there anything else that we need to deal with today?
Move to adjourn.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Weiss to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Thank you.